Wow, can you believe it's September already? The year is just flying by, and I sometimes need a little more structure to my days. So I like to have those challenges that float around social media all the time. And I made one up for myself and called it a 30-day challenge with classic blocks and free motion quilting designs. So what I'm going to do here in September is share a short video every single day that pairs a classic quilt block with a different free motion quilting design. You can get the workbook on my website, truebluequilts.com, and sketch along or come up with your own designs. This is a paper and pencil challenge. It would be a little too time consuming for me to actually stitch the blocks and sew the free motion quilting patterns right now, but that's a good follow-on project as we close out the year. So you may see another challenge coming along here when we finish up our 30 days of classic blocks and free motion quilting designs in September. So let's dive right in with the first block. This is the companion workbook for our September challenge of putting free motion quilt designs with classic quilt blocks. So for day one, I apologize, this block printed pretty dark, but we are going to put some switchback lines in our 4-patch. So by switchback, I just mean back and forth lines. So that would be a switchback. So putting that into our 4-patch design, I am going to practice as closely as possible with how I'm going to stitch. So that means starting in an obvious place like the corner that you would start to stitch, and then not lifting my pen until I'm done with the whole block, because we don't like a lot of starts and stops when we are free motion quilting. So I typically move from right to left. So I'm going to do my first set of switchbacks in that upper left quadrant of my 4-patch. And narrow it down as you get to the center point there. And then I'm going to continue back out, growing bigger and bigger as I move down that lower right corner. And you'll notice that you should be able to keep your spacing pretty good just eyeballing that. With your machine, it will be easier because you'll have the presser foot to guide you there. When we get to, before I move on, I did want to make a note. I just sketch the way I write. But if you want to get more of a feel of the machine, you can hold your pen more vertically on the paper, and that would mimic the needle there. When I get to the corner, I want to travel as if I'm stitching in the ditch along the bottom of my 4-patch. So I come to the other corner, and then I'm going to start my other switchback. And since I've changed the position of my pen, I'm a little more wobbly there. But just going back and forth, getting bigger towards the center of your square, and then getting smaller again. You can try to meet the previous lines that you drew. That kind of makes a neat effect there, keeps things a little more even. And and then we would have our ending point. And there we have our 4-patch with switchbacks. In a real quilt, I may choose to stitch in the ditch, and it would be a little tricky to do that without overlapping. So I may come down to the bottom, backtrack up the center, and then again backtrack to get all the way around those spaces. So things to note: you can use your presser foot as a guide to keep your spacing even. Yeah, so play with that. If you think of a different design that you'd like to use in the 4-patch, please share that with us. You can leave comments on my Facebook page or email me. I'm happy to chat and get any pictures that you are willing to share with us. I'd love to see the designs that you come up with for your 4-patch block. And if you're sharing on Instagram, please use the hashtag Sketchtember. The companion workbook to follow along with this free motion quilting design series is a download available at www.truebluequilts.com. If you are inspired to try more free motion quilting designs, please check out the video on the screen right now where I share my easy designs for beginners. And I will see you in the next video.